How do we make something that is everything? It has to have the knowledge of the universe, but has to be also very easy to understand.
That is the paradox. That is the conundrum. When you try to create everything, you create nothing. And when you try to create nothing, you create everything. Hi, I'm Rutul and I love to do storytelling beyond formats. Euphoria as a feeling is a mixed bag of multiple emotions being felt together.
The question that comes, that is already in my mind,
Right.
okay, why Hexagon? You have 100 songs. Okay, you have 2 years worth of pool of songs that you have created. Why do you think Hexagon fits best to give it out to the public? Why?
It's one of the most commonly occurring natural shape in nature. It's very quite common in nature. आप benzene molecule में भी देख लो, snowflake में भी देख लो, honeycomb में भी देख लो. It's one of the most complex structure, which is perfect in its own self. When I say perfect, all the angles, all the triangles are equilateral.
Yes.
Right, 60 degree acute पे, and उन सबको 60 degree acute के सारे triangles को आप center point पे इकट्ठा करो तो hexagon बनता है.
Yes.
That is a perfect hexagon. Right.
Now you have done half of my work by eliminating 83 songs. Okay. Now I have to
And
focus-
finalizing hexagon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have
two things.
one thing sorted. There are 17 songs, and the first layer of the design will be hexagon. So now my point is, let's go inwards, and then we'll come to outward if we have to.
ठीक.
Okay. Now, if you can give me the names of all 17 songs, then I want to pick them out,
Yeah.
and then I want to cut them into pieces
ठीक.
and see which piece suits well for the design.
Done.
No offense to any song or any lyrics that we're
Of
not
course.
taking. Okay, please. We're
That's
from
the
which-
problem. We'll not try to create everything. Otherwise, we'll create nothing.
We won't be able to create everything.
Starts with Antariksh, which is the favorite line, me personally, from this song. It is, जब अंतरिक्ष में भी अंतर का जिक्र हुआ तो दूर दराज के सितारों में खोजता है क्या तू. So the moment you, so it describes, it portrays our constant attempts of looking outwards, exploring outwards, while we are not focusing inwards. There's this one line in Adi Yogi song, which goes like Brahmand ke. Now this is in reference to Adi Yogi, which is the first yogi, Shiv,
Yes.
Lord Shiv, and which is, the line goes like, ब्रह्मांड के आकार को मुद्राओं में पिरो दिया, ध्यान की धाराओं को देवलोक से जोड़ दिया, नियंत्रण इंद्रियों पे पाना अनिवार्य, अंदरूनी संतुलन ही है तेरा कार्य. You don't try to balance the universe, which is outside.
You balance
Inside. Because all the mudras that you do, whatever,
Yes.
these are all representations of cosmic portals.
I got an idea of the design. I got some gist of the design that we are taking. You mentioned something with the third eye, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And interestingly, the hexagon can be divided into 12 parts. And there are 12 rashis.
Yes. We can divide every triangle into 2 halves, 2 equal splits. Let's take help of some geometry. Let's take 12 star signs. Okay?
That is the universe that is surrounding you,
Yes.
and which will be the periphery of the hexagon.
Yes.
Correct.
It will be directly close to the border. So,
Correct. It is also like a border. It is also like a clock.
yes. 12 points of the clock.
Correct.
I think we have more ideas for clockwise.
Okay.
Okay, let's reach there. I think there's some part of Interconnection, not the song, not the exact lyrics, but some part of Interconnection that is just very interesting too.
Which is?
That are moons.
Sorry, which is? Moon. Okay.
Now, moon is also very romanticized because of poets and all of them. But the fact that Earth has one moon, other planets have different types of moon, into a lunar phase moon.
Could be. Phases of lunar activity are very interesting. इस जो cyclic nature को हम लोग को दिखाना है. So किस तरीके से हम लोग lunar phase के 7 जो हमारे phases होते हैं lunar phase के center में हम लोग उसका full moon दिखाते हैं. And all 6 phases encapsulating the entire hexagon maybe. But we need a core.
Yes, agree.
We need a core to all of this because we are also talking about looking inward and because ये सारे external factors है, governing factors है. But what about the factors that are looking inward?
And you know, I told you a while back. Okay. I will come to this point. So, cyclic comes a lot of times, right? So we'll take a circle, not an invisible circle, that has all the lunar phases, and the middle has the moon.
Right.
So now the design has 12 rashis, 7 moons, 7 phases of moons, and a hexagon.
Right.
And I think I told you in this song, कि make a note of that. भारत का इधर से आता है ना, the inside. Now, I also see this on my table of photo of the 7 chakras that, according to our mythologies or according to various mythologies, are what makes you complete.
Correct.
There is a chakra for every step. And when you say इधर से आता है पर कंठ से नहीं, then what signified me is वो chakra, and it brought me back to chakra ka chakra. Yeah, I remember the visual cue of the video. Correct. It's about you explaining chakras, and it's about not why it matters, but what they are.
Right.
So I think let's go in chakra ka chakra. I think we'll find those 7 chakras.
Yeah.
And I think that will be a good core of the design. That will be the
good
heart.
core, actually. See, ultimately it's all that.
Yes.
The molecular level. तो राशिस की बात कर रहे हो, which is the external cosmos. The internal cosmos is governed by chakras.
Yes. So अंतरिक्ष का जो भार है, अंदर जो है,
अंदर देखना है, looking inwards.
That is your.
So technically जब अंतरिक्ष में भी अंतर का जिक्र हुआ, so when you are looking at the rashis, you're trying to explore the rashis. There are also rashis inside.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we are trying to encapsulate. Yeah.
So
interesting.
Let's do this. Let's put chakras at the core of it.
Right.
And now since we have the number 7 that keeps on repeating,
Yeah.
we have 7 phases of moons.
And chakras are also 7.
So
Chakras
we
are also 7.
incorporate the full moon,
Yeah.
and there will be a chakra of middle of that. And I want crown chakra. I have fascination with crown chakra because it is also वो है क्या बोलते हैं, Maslow's hierarchy of needs होता है ना, with self actualization. You know, I told you there's one more note that I had from that. We had one more point that came from Adiyogi was Mudras and third eye. So now, crescent moon अगर इधर है तो third eye इधर है. Same way for the hexagon. Hexagon के ऊपर वाले layer पे है crescent moon.
Correct.
Top पे एक connection है. And the thing I'm thinking for Mudra is the meditative person. Very abstract.
Okay.
I want it to be faceless. I want, as we mentioned earlier, no labels. But different faces have whatever you want.
Right.
Okay, we'll just outline it. That this is a meditative person, they are meditating.
Correct.
Nothing. No mudra also. I'm not sure कि like यही मुद्रा में meditate करना चाहिए. Let's not label that also.
Correct.
Okay, let's put a yogi in the middle.
Fantastic.
At the back. I have to be popping out, but at the back. So it will be like उसके ऊपर सब कुछ बना. So first comes the yogi, then comes the hexagon on the top of it. उसके outer में आ रहे हैं moons, मिडिल में आ रहे हैं चक्रस.
And the inner periphery is the rashis. One more element which you can actually add. Are you aware of the butterfly effect? The butterfly phenomenon.
I know butterfly.
So it's a very common analogy.
Okay.
It's not a theory, it's an analogy. A single butterfly's flap can create a tornado millions of miles away. As for example, you would say कि okay, मेरा इस पेंसिल को सिर्फ इतना मूव करने से क्या होता है, इससे पूरी दुनिया में. If I would have not done it, the entire world would have been different.
In a different course of action.
Yes, because the simple logic मैं आपको देता हूँ, simple analogy. I spent a fraction of time doing this, which affects the course of duration of our podcast.
Yes.
Which affects my time of leaving from this store, which affects my time of sitting in my car and driving on the roads.
Yes.
And driving on the road, and that fraction of difference affects everyone I come across on the road. And this also affected, by the way, everyone here.
Yes.
And all of us are setting a chain reaction into the world.
Domino effect.
It's a domino effect. So, एक butterfly is a symbol which is very popular analogy. एक butterfly effect is something that a smallest action is connected to the biggest parivartan in the entire cosmos.
So now this analogy is very beautiful. Okay, let's take butterfly. Let's take a geometric shape of butterfly because we're following the geometric category. We're using lines.
Correct.
And let's hide it in planes.
Yeah. Let's not make it very obvious.
Yes.
जो हमारे दो center के जो हमारे दो triangles है ना, if you can create them as flaps.
Yes. And on the chakras के side में, I'll give the body.
Yeah.
Okay, I will keep either 2 or 3 to justify it as a body, and I will just.
Makes
There will
sense.
be circles, but the last will be a bit like a tail.
Yeah.
We have to see it very closely to understand it.
Very nice.
Okay, you cannot just see it.
Correct.
But now with the butterfly, now let's put one more hexagon in middle. The reason is, I want to interconnect it out with triangles.
Okay.
But the second hexagon, let the first hexagon has its own history. We have lines in that, we are dividing it out. But the second hexagon, the beautiful thing of a hexagon, it makes a star very big. Okay, you don't have to do a lot of things. You have to play with lines and stars.
Correct.
So let's build a star in that.
I think I've said enough now. इससे ज़्यादा और कॉम्प्लेक्स नहीं करते इसको.
तू मोती मोती 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 हो रे तू पेड़ों से रे पशुओं से रे तालाबों से रे किताबों से रे तू बिजली से रे तू पृथ्वी से अगली पीढ़ी से तू माफी मांग. तू मोती मोती हो तू मोती मोती तरस गया सीमेंट के जंगल में चिपक गया. तू मोती मोती है पाप तेरे गहरे घने तू कर्म के पहिए में निपट गया. ओ तू मोती मोती